Welcome back and you're still watching Schoolmates. So ayan Jules, kanina narinig natin mula sa ating mga team leaders ang kanilang opening statement ukol sa tanong bang kailangan bang i-legalize or do we have to legalize prostitution here in the Philippines?
Kaya naman Hesa, sa puntong ito, bibigyan natin ng pagkakataon ang bawat membro ng magkabilang grupo na ibigay ang kanilang mga punto. Sisimulan natin yan sa grupong naniniwalang kailangan na ngang i-legalize ang prostitution. Simulan natin yan sa iyo, Maruel.
Society has this dilemma right now that on the one hand we see sex workers as criminal. That's why we have this criminalization, right, for sex workers in the Philippines. On the other hand, we see them as victims, for example. I guess it is very important to reconcile those two things because it's going to be the foundation of our argument here. We see that sex workers, especially women, are very marginalized in the society. They are the minorities. They don't have power in the society. May nakita na ba kayong sex workers na naglalabi ng rights nila, for example, joining rallies to say that they have human rights as much as you have? None, right? That is because they are disengaging in the society. And that's basically one thing na mabibridge kapag pinas natin or kapag nilegalize natin ang sex works in the Philippine society. So if we're going to take a look at this, since they are victims, we have to give them the rights that they deserve through legalization and decriminalization of the industry or of the sex work in the Philippines. So basically, this the main argument of coming from our side that essentially these women deserve empowerment through state and that the state has the best interest to bridge the gap and to give a hand towards these people.
Alright, maraming salamat, Maruel. Yan. So Hesa, sinasabi niya na sa simula pa lang, ang reality ngayon, ang tingin sa mga sex workers ay mga kriminal, pero ang totoo daw dito, sila ay mga biktima.
Yes, and sila yung minority when it comes to our society kasi wala silang rights. Alright, ano masasabi mo, Edward? Go ahead.
Una, hindi totoo na naglalabi ng rights ang mga sex workers kasi hindi sila proud sa ginagawa nila. They don't want to be sex workers. It was just a mere fact that they don't have any options in our society. But secondly, on their idea that the women are violated at the end of the day. All the more, you will be violated under their side because under their side, may client, tapos may sex worker. They don't have a concession na ito lang ang gagawin natin. Pwedeng i-bribe ng client ang sex worker under their side to do these kinds of things. Walang masasabi ang sex workers dito. Kaya ang stand namin sa opposition, we don't need to legalize prostitution at the end of the day kasi napatunayan na siya historically in the American period of the Philippines. Nung na-legalize ang prostitution, hindi naman nag-opt-in yung mga prostitutes o yung mga wanted prostitute or sex worker to be a prostitute kasi meron ngang regulation. Nababawasan yung kita nila at the end of the day na may mga tax na ayaw nila yon. Gusto nila na at the end of the day na buong katawan nila yung binebenta nila pero yung amount is malaki pa din. Ayaw nila na may regulation. Pangalawa, there are alternatives in the society. Hindi na magiging prostitute tayo. In rural development, nagiging materialized na yung mga development ng mga government. Or pangalawa, on how 4-piece and cash transfer program is actually working in our society. That is all.
Alright, thank you so much, Edward. No, so Jules, my point siya, no, that it's no one wants to be a sex worker, so why fight for their rights? Alright, so ano masasabi ni Therese? Go ahead.
Well, the reason why these sex workers cannot do rally kasi nga masyadong prejudice yung mga tao. Parang at the end of the day, ang isipin lang ng mga tao they are slut and that they should be degraded. For example, di ba, the very reason kung bakit, di ba, meron gantong klaseng work dito sa Philippines or even in other countries is because there is something that is forcing them to do that, which is poverty. And di ba dito din sa atin na parang you're saying na in the history, it didn't work. That is why this time, we're having a mechanism. That is why this time, meron tayong rules na i-implement na hindi pwedeng lahat maging sex workers. We need to understand that these people are entering this kind of industry, for example, kasi nga, they need the money. And sabi nyo, there are alternatives. At tapos nagbigay kayo ng example na 4-piece na yung mga proyekto ng gobyerno. But are they enough? Diba? Enough ba yon? Talagang na-exhaust ba ng government yung mga alternatives na yon para ma-provide yung mga kailangan ng mga sex workers na to para hindi na sila maging sex workers at the end of the day? The very issue in this is we are after dun sa protection ng mga sex workers. We are after dun sa slut shaming na dapat hindi nila deserve yon. Not because they're working that way. It means na people should degrade them or people should people should demean them. Kasi at the end of the day, they're citizen, they're human, and then they have the rights to fight for.
Alright, kasi nabanggit na ni Therese, isa sa pinaka-problema kaya nagkakaroon ng prostitution, and it's because of poverty. At
Yes.
kanina, dinebunk nila yung sinabi ng kabilang grupo na kaya daw hindi nag-work before kasi nga sa mga situation na sinabi kanina. Pero ang proposition nila dito, may mga bagong rules na ayusin para for the benefit of the sex workers. At sinabi pa nila na possible na magkaroon ng qualifications para hindi naman daw lahat agad papasok dito.
Alright, so Dominic, go ahead.
May problema sila sa objectification ng women. Unang tanong natin, mawawala ba talaga yung objectification kapag nilegalize mo yung prostitution? Hindi naman. Titignan pa rin sila ng mga tao as sexual objects, and that is dangerous. Hindi dapat natin pinoproliferate ang isang kulturang naiisipin mo ang babae ay para sa sex lamang. Kaya sinasabi namin na dapat hindi pa rin illegalize sila because dito natin sila mas mapoprotektahan. Paano? Kapag kinulong mo sila, doon mo sila marerehabilitate, magkakaroon ng counseling, doon mo makokorek yung lifestyle ng mga kababaihang to. Nasasabihin mo sa kanila na may halaga pa rin yung katawan mo kahit naging prostitute ka, kahit naging sex worker ka in the past. Kapag labas mo, anong naghihintay sa'yo? Meron pa rin mga oportunidad dyan. Ang problema is that, hindi sinasabi ng gobyerno kung ano yung mga oportunidad na to. Hindi naman lahat nakaka-access ng 4Ps, hindi naman lahat nakaka-access ng conditional cash transfer. Totoo yun. Pero ang dapat gawin ng gobyerno is inform tong mga taong to na may mga ganitong pribilehiyo sa ating lipunan. So, anong problema nyo? Wala ba talagang pera ang gobyerno? Mabibigyan mo pa rin sila ng mga pangkain nila sa araw-araw. Gaano ba kadaming pera ang kailangan ng mga kababaihang to at the end of the day? Ang gusto lang nila, may ma-provide sila sa araw-araw na pamumuhay nila. And tingin namin yung 18,000 or more na pwedeng mabigay ng 4P sa isang pamilya is already enough for them to sustain their everyday living.
Alright, thank you so much, Dominic. So Jules, my point din siya no, when he says, even though may rights yung mga prostitution, they are still being objectified.
Alright, anong tugon mo dyan, Elna?
With regards to objectification, why is it that parang kasalanan pa ng biktima na ino-objectify siya ng society when objectification is actually based on our morals? And what can be moral to somebody cannot be moral to others, right? So, ang sinasabi lang namin dito is, anong pinagkaiba ng sex work sa other equally vulnerable works like factory workers, like domestic helpers na makaka-experience din naman sila probably ng objectification or other source of violence. Why? Bakit hindi natin bigyan ng chance na i-consider this as a job, as a decent job? Kasi ito na lang yung napili nila na gawin or ito yung gusto nilang gawin. Bakit ine-enclose natin na porke sex workers, ayaw nila yung ginagawa nila, then why are they staying on that job kung sinabi nyo nga na may opportunities na given ng government? If that opportunities are enough, then this prostitution should not exist anymore, but still, it thrives through time. At habang hindi natin to nililegalize, the more na nagtathrive ang trafficking, coercion, child abuse. That's why in our premise, we want to imply na pwede naman nating ayusin yung mga rules, pwede nating lagyan ng qualifications, age limit, kailangan i-test natin sila for STDs. And we think na makakatulong yon to uplift them as women, lalo na kung gusto nating maging equal o pantay ang karapatan ng bawat isa.
Thanks, Elna. Hesa, basically sinabi niya na objectification based daw to sa morals sa isang tao. Basically, it's subjective, so pwedeng
Yes.
iba-iba yung paningin ng mga tao dyan. And very strong statement yung sinabi niya na bakit hindi natin i-consider itong work na to as a decent job. Okay.
Right. So Ivan, ano masasabi mo?
Sinabi nila sa opening statement nila na ang gusto nilang tutulan is dahil sa current system natin meron ngayon, ang mga sex workers na mga babae, sila ay madalas nakakaranas ng abuso or more than that, sila ay nasa slut shame sa society natin ngayon. At coming from the previous speaker, sinabi na niya na hindi kasalanan niya ng mga sex workers. View yan ng society towards them dahil sa morals na meron tayo. Well, kung ganun din naman pala ang scenario, ang kailangan nilang isolve ay kung paano natin i-bend yung morals ng tao para baguhin yung view nila towards that kind of people. Di ba? Pero we think that hindi porket nilegalize mga prostitution, automatically, ang tingin na ng mga conservative na tao ay moral or acceptable na yung ginagawa nila. Hindi pa rin yun ang magiging, hindi sa ganung paraan mo mababali yung culture ng slut-shaming dito sa Pilipinas. More likely, ang kailangan natin gawin, kung balak natin mag-bend ng moral values sa mga tao dito, is to enhance awareness. But not to the point that we have to normalize businesses and industries which continue to proliferate the objectification of women as mere commodities for sexual pleasure of men, di ba? So we think that on that note alone, this is highly something that would not succeed. Pero nagpakita sila ng mga benefits, di ba? Kasi under their model, sasabihin nila, eto, may mga rules kami na ipa-place, may mechanisms, may safeguards, may safety nets para maprotektahan na natin yung mga babaeng ganito. Pero going back, history has already proven na hindi yan yung nangyayari. If ever man na may mga legalized prostitution houses na, for example, i-accredit ng gobyerno, less likely dahil sa mga strict regulations na i-impose ng government towards those kinds of brothels, sasabihin nila, ito hanggang dito, hanggang bibigyan mo lang ng mga gantong work arts in mga prostitutions. Kailangan may condom to prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Kailangan i-impose na namin kayo ng tax. Less likely, ayaw yun ng mga customers at ayaw din yun ng mga brothel operators. So, even more, na mas lalo silang mag-go into underground. Mag-go sila towards black market. Even on that note alone, ito kasi ang idea when it comes to testing and screening for HIV or AIDS, di ba? Less likely, the process of testing, whether if you are positive or negative for HIV, that would take towards a longer process of time. That would take 12 days for you to even undertake that kind of process, di ba? After ng 12 days na yun, less likely, nakapag-interact na siya towards other customers, baka nahawa na rin siya, di ba? So we think that even the benefits na pinapakita nila, it still doesn't work under our side.
Alright, thank you so much.
Okay, heads up, painit na ng painit ang discussion
Yes.
dito. Pero siyempre, alamin naman natin ang pulso ng ating mga PUPians kasama si Miko.
Nako, Jules, napakainit. Round 1 pa lang yan. Palakpakan naman natin yung mga debaters natin, oh. Oh, di ba? At dahil dyan, ito na ang magtatanong nating kaibigan. O sige, schoolmate, tumayo ka na at magpakilala ka sa lahat.
Ako po si Arnold from Broadcast Communication, College of Communication. I think this is not the fight against the bad stigma on them. This is the fight to protect them on the health issues. Always remember that not all legal are moral. And to think na these dignity-breaking activities, nakakasira siya ng pagkatao ng mga kababaihan o kung sino mang sex workers, hindi ba dapat pag-aralan natin mabuti kung ano ba dapat ang gawin para hindi na mangyari itong mga bagay na to? Like, yung poverty, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng culture of information dissemination sa mga liblib na lugar, sa mga apektado o gumagawa ng sex working. Pag naging successful tayo sa information dissemination, magkakaroon tayo ng shared community, ng shared idea para magkaroon tayo ng mas mabuti at mas healthy na hanap buhay na sa gayon ay mas maging relevant dito sa society ang bawat isa.
Exactly. Wala naman nag-argue towards not protecting women. Pero at the same time, what we clamor from opposition is hindi natin magagawang protekta ng mga kababaihan kung ino-normalize at i-legalize natin ang isang industriya na on the get-go ay nakatutok na para i-abusuhin ang mga babae. Yes, kailangan natin protektahan sila from HIV at sa kung ano pang issues na kailangan nila. Pero hindi yan magagawa kapag patuloy mong gagawing katanggap-tanggap yung pagkakaabuso sa kanila. So we think that coming from our side, ang kailangan muna natin gawin is let's stick with our current legal systems, but at the same time, let's try to further out, provide better opportunities for them and to prevent from them opting into this type of industry which they do not have. Walang babaeng magsasabi sa inyo na ginusto nilang maging sex worker. We think hindi pa rin to yung sagot para sa pagprotekta ng kababaihan.
Alright, thank you
Okay,
so
thank
much.
you. At sana ay nasagot ang iyong katanungan. At ito na ang mga may pakialam naman sa ating social media accounts na pinangunahan ni Becky D. Ang sabi ni Becky, a big no. The reason why we have a government to protect and uphold our deepest collective values as a nation. And that includes respecting the body of a woman. Let us remember, we create laws not on the basis of frequency of the violation of such laws, but because we see it morally right. Ito naman, galing naman kay Marichu 5. Why not? Ibang bansa, allowed sila. tsaka at least protected health wise and human rights. Ayan ha, ipagpatuloy nyo lang po ang pagpapadala ng inyong mga komento sa ating Facebook at Twitter accounts at sagutin nyo lang po ang katanungan na dapat na nga bang illegalize ang prostitution dito sa ating bansa. Magpapatuloy po ang maiit na talakayan dito lang sa pagbabalik ng #1 debate show ng bayan, ang Schoolmates!